Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. Happy 4th of July. I am with Billy. What's up, Billy? Happy 4th of July, bro. Yeah, man. What's up, Connor?
Hello.
What's up, Phillip?
What's up, niggas? Oh, sorry. Wrong word.
Born in the USA. I was born in the USA. All right. So,
Okay. I've just walked into a nightmare. Okay, what's going on?
hello. I know I'm not far from home. I am home. And I saw an excellent movie today.
Oh, X-Men, what do you call it?
No. Spider-Man Far From Home. But anyway.
Oh, excellent movie. I thought you said X-Men movie. Okay, I get you now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellente.
How's it going, Billy?
Hi.
You all right?
Yep.
Absolutely good.
Phillip, did you see Spider-Man?
I kind of did, but not in a normal way.
So everybody here saw Spider-Man?
No.
Ooh.
No, because I'm not a Marvel guy, am I? So you can go ahead and talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So we have this. If you did not see Spider-Man Far From Home, do not watch this podcast because we are going to be spoiling it, and I don't want you to ruin your Spider-Man Far From Home experience. Okay. So please do not watch this podcast if you did not see Spider-Man. All right. There will be spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
All right, go on in.
J.K. Simmons, holy shit balls, Batman! Holy shit! How great was that?
Mm-hmm.
That was the fucking greatest shit ever, bro.
Does he look exactly the same?
No.
No, well, he's the J. Jonah Jameson of this universe, so he looks different. But
Oh, he looks different.
He's
Oh,
not
okay.
got
Well,
the
yeah.
hair and
I mean,
mustache and everything.
he is.
He's
you know,
bald.
yeah, he is. Oh God, this thing.
So he just looks like J.K. Simmons, but
Get this off. What the? Hold on.
Right, put your little fairy lights away.
Oh, my headphones. All
that's
right.
a shame. They should have brought him back as
He's J.K. Jameson.
they should
What
have brought him
happened?
back as he looked like in the Sam Raimi films.
Mhm.
Could it have killed
No,
you to use a wig?
This is real hair, unless, like some people say.
Crap.
It's a real thing, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I can see it slipping a couple of inches. I don't know. There you go.
So anyway, I loved the movie. I thought it was excellent. I got to see Mysterio, who is one of my favorites. So I was in my Gloria.
Thank God he liked it.
Gloria. I'm in my glory. I was in my glory, basically. So Mysterio was awesome. Illusions, all that stuff. It was excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
They brought back my favorite meme.
Which was what, Bill?
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really, you know what? I did enjoy this, that it made sense that he wanted to have fun with his friends, went through a traumatic experience, lost Tony Stark, and he wasn't going to give up being Spider-Man. He just wanted a break. And what I really think is that after everything the world has been through, like when the airline woman saw the costume, it was like she didn't really care, and she wasn't going to give away his secret identity because, at the Avengers saved the day. So they undid the snap, the blip, whatever you call it. So I don't think, because at the end they revealed that, Mysterio had leaked that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I don't think that people are going to be against him for being Spider-Man. I think that Nick Fury is going to have to step in and show that Mysterio was, the cause of it all and the villain, and maybe they're going to have something. But I hope they don't have Doctor Strange cast a spell and erase everybody's memory, because that would be crazy. But
Well, maybe JJ's clearly not gonna like him.
no, clearly not.
And maybe they'll do like the whole Scorpion thing with JJ,
Yes.
and then he'll save JJ, and then maybe you'll like him after that.
I got to tell you, I love the fact that he's web swinging throughout the city, and the fact that they kept J.K. Simmons. I felt like I did say that in podcasts before that if they did that, that would cement them, that it would be accepted. I loved it. It would spin it to the stratosphere. It would be amazing. And I was in my glory seeing that. I was so happy and so overjoyed. And again, like I said, I always liked Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I didn't like Homecoming. Now, of course, with this movie, they made it great because the spider suit was not like a robot, like communicating with him. He was just in his spider suit doing his thing, and there was no there was no interface like Michael Knight and Kit, or Deathlock or something like that. It was purely him being Spider-Man, him using the webs, him doing the stuff. And it wasn't about like a computer helping him or anything like that. And he
didn't have Edith very long.
Yeah, and Edith was just the glasses. It wasn't like he didn't have a thing in the suit, which I think that he didn't want to have that either.
That acronym was brilliant.
Yeah. Yes. You want to tell everybody what it was? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was. So the new AI was called Edith, for built by Tony Stark, and it's spelled EDITH, and it stands for even dead, I'm the hero.
Yeah.
Dead, I'm the hero.
Right, exactly. So somehow it came that way. Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
And again, I don't think that he's dead anyway, but we'll see. But
you know who is dead though? Black Widow.
Wow. I gotta tell you, I maybe it was wrong, but Maria Hill's hairstyle, I knew that wasn't really Maria. With the hair color, I'm like, that's not her.
The whole movie is like, I was like, well, Fury can't be this dumb.
Yeah, Nick Fury was not Nick Fury. He was.
I was like, he can't be this dumb. And if you catch the things he says, there's a few things he says. Like towards the end, he says like appearances can be deceiving. Yeah. At the beginning, when Spider-Man says Captain Marvel, he says don't invoke her name.
Right.
And which is weird. And then
because they have a loyalty to her for saving the day, so they don't want her involved.
And there's one part where him and Maria Hill are talking about Kree.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
What does that have to do with this movie? Right. I honestly, he's reforming S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's not S.H.I.E.L.D., it's S.W.O.R.D. or whatever it's going to be in space. He's been building it for a while. And
he's got my shoes.
Yeah, I know. That was great. So he's going to fix things. And you know what? It makes sense that they would find out who he is, because just like everybody found out who Iron Man was, the correlation, the connection with that, where, but they cut that scene with the cops.
Yeah, that whole scene was not in there.
That was interesting.
I don't know. They cut it for. If you're gonna cut a scene for time, I would have cut this bus scene.
Yeah.
With the whole.
I thought that bus scene was fabulous, where he's leaping through.
It was fine, but like I would have cut that over.
But is that guy a villain? That guy that was trying to hook up with Mary Jane? Is he gonna be a villain?
Brad?
Yeah.
Nah, you just a douche.
Okay. Another thing I found
he was one of the kids that grew up from the the snap.
There was one thing I found very confusing though.
They showed his picture at the very beginning, like of him little and then big.
They tried to explain the blip, they call it, and they said something like they were in there and then 8 months later, and I'm like, what are you talking about 8 months later? Because it was 5 years later,
Yeah.
So
I don't remember that.
Yeah. They showed them zapping out of the school during band practice.
I remember that. I don't remember them saying 8 months.
They said something about 8 months, and I'm like, what is that? What do you mean? So, but Aunt May did say, though, that, she lost her whole apartment and everything because she came back 5 years later and everything, all stuff was gone. Yeah. And the lady thought that she was, cheating on, her, whatever. So, it caused craziness all across the board. Everything. So, but I got to tell you, I loved the fact that Mysterio conned the shit out of Peter Parker. I thought that was great.
Mhm.
The moment it happened, yeah.
What, like he gives him the glasses, and then like right after he leaves, he's like, "Well, that was easier than I thought.
I know.
Get me out of this damn suit."
He's got a whole fucking team, Mysterio. Holy
fucking-
shit.
The fucking box of scraps. I love it. The box of scraps guy.
Everybody.
Oh,
They had people from other movies. It was great.
it all made sense. Speaking of things that made sense,
Yes.
Spider Sense.
Well, the Peter Tingle, that his newfound ability that he didn't know how to control.
Yeah.
Can I ramble for a minute?
No, because he established that it's a new thing
No.
recently
No,
that
I
he
need to.
doesn't know how to
ramble.
control since Infinity War.
I need to
And
ramble.
a lot of articles say the same thing.
I need to ramble.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, wait, before you ramble, public service announcement.
Oh dear.
Go on.
The thoughts and opinions of Billy the Kid do not reflect the thoughts and the thoughts and whatever of Matrix Floyd 2 and 2 and the members of the Real Beans cast of the Everything Show. So there are his opinions and his opinions only. And just because he says it doesn't mean I'm labeled to be connected to agreeing with it. So go ahead.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't have my back then, do you? Christ. But go on.
In Captain America: Civil War, Spider-Man says, Peter Parker says to Tony that whenever he got his powers, that his senses got dialed up to an 11, and that there was no way that he could impute, or there was too much to impute, and that's why he made his homemade lenses, because he didn't know exactly how his spider sense worked, and that it was overwhelming to him at that point in time, because his powers were new. So, that is a clear example of him saying that he has spider sense. Let's see.
No, that's
Yep.
not.
I mean, it is.
No, his strength is enhanced, and it didn't say senses, but okay, go ahead.
He says that
No,
quote. It's a quote from the
it's
movie.
not. He didn't have spider sense. But okay, go ahead. Next,
Okay.
next example.
Any videos trying to disprove that are relevant.
Next example.
All right.
Example.
People that want to nitpick scenes in Homecoming or Civil War where he doesn't use the spider sense, and people that want to
Hold on.
hang on. What?
Not that he didn't use it. He didn't have it.
Yeah, because you guys say he didn't use it in it. Anyways,
Maybe he didn't reach puberty. He didn't have it.
and people and people want to say, well, it doesn't make sense for him to have it and that it's an on and off thing. Well, go look at the Raimi films. There are specific examples in the Raimi films where he does not use the spider sense when he could have, like in the first film when there's a burning building and he's trying to save that girl, and then Green Goblin.
Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
okay.
Green Goblin is there. Yes.
We're not talking about no.
Yeah. What do you
He
mean?
used the spider sense of the burning building to avoid the goblin things that were flying at him.
And he doesn't use it to detect that the Green Goblin is there. Anyways, when the Green
He
Goblin
knows
throws,
he's there. He senses the danger of the fire that's in front of him.
but he doesn't sense that the Green Goblin is right there. Anyways,
because he wasn't in danger at the time.
Green Goblin throws a bomb right in his face at the end in the last act, and he just stares at it like a dumbass.
But he didn't stare at it. Every bone in his body was just about broken, and he couldn't react because he was bleeding internally.
So there's clear scenes in the Raimi films of him not using it when
That's
he could.
not true. That's totally wrong.
And the entire plot of the second Raimi film is him.
But
turning
this is a
off
different universe. You didn't prove your point with Homecoming, so let's go.
Let me finish. Anyway, he also turned off his powers in the second Raimi film.
The second one, he was going through a depression and stress affects
because
that.
he was choosing to focus on his life outside of superheroism.
He lost his powers because he was depressed and stressed and depressed.
He lost his powers because he was wanting to focus on his own life.
He wanted Mary Jane as a girl. He was depressed.
He wanted to focus on his life.
They explained that specifically clearly, that the moment she went to kiss him, his spider sense returned, and he wasn't depressed anymore. And he sensed Dr. Octopus coming to, like, throwing a car through the thing. So he came back. He got full powers back. He was okay. So
based on the Raimi films, he can turn it on and off. Anyways,
he does turn it. Okay, First of all, he
based
didn't
on
turn it
the
off.
based
He
on the
almost died falling off
based
the
on the
building.
based on the amount of focus that he puts into it.
He did
Now,
not turn it off.
He did. This
No,
Spider-Man.
he didn't. He could have died without the spider sense.
This
In the
Spider-Man
second-
in this universe is still growing as a hero and as a young man, and he still has not mastered everything at this point.
He did not
And-
have spider sense in Homecoming
and in-
or Civil War.
And he did.
He didn't. And Marvel said that he had it in Infinity War because that's when the Russos put it in there. And they just said they bounced around the idea because they don't want to establish the spider sense until Infinity War, when there was a real threat, like Thanos.
He also in the
They
cartoon.
focused that on the film that there's your spider sense.
He also in the cartoon
We're
ignores
not
the spider
talking about the
sense.
cartoon. We're talking about Homecoming. You still can't prove your point with Homecoming.
It's kind of how when you talk about the comics and I say it's not the comics, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Because you're trying to
Doesn't make
deflect,
any sense.
and you're trying to throw everything in there to prove your point. You didn't prove anything. In fact, Spider-Man 2, my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, and you're telling me that he turned it off. So when he almost fell to his death, he turned it off? No, he didn't. First of all, no, he didn't turn it off. It was a stress and depression. No, it wasn't.
Because he was focusing on his real
No,
life.
it wasn't about focusing with frequencies of the spider sense.
He was focusing on his real life.
He was going through a chemical reaction in his body for depression. That some people are on medicine for depression.
And where did that stress come from?
Because he was losing Mary Jane to friggin' J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Because he was focusing on those things, yes. Like I just said.
It's not about focusing. It's about his heart. And his heart was Mary Jane.
Because his heart was focused on the real life.
But
yes, like Mary Jane and all that.
Lost his. He didn't just lose his spider sense. He lost his strength. He
turned it off for a while.
Everything.
Yeah.
He lost everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the spider sense.
Including the spider sense. I'm not saying it's just.
But he didn't turn it off.
He kind of did. He didn't.
He didn't turn it off.
I mean, he did, but
he had no choice. It failed him. That's a bad example. That is the worst example you could possibly give me. That my favorite movie you're telling me about the spider sense.
Anyways.
You really didn't prove it. That's the whole point.
Anyways, I'm not done. Anyways.
I'm not done. Go on.
Moving on. Kevin Feige, in interviews, said that he had it and that they specifically never focused on it.
And did Kevin Feige say that Venom was in the MCU after Amy Pascal pushed the issue? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. And then who corrected that? The Russo brothers. They said, that guy sucks ass.
Kevin
He's a
Feige
joke.
never,
Venom's not in the MCU.
Kevin Feige never agreed about Venom.
First of all, they are trying to sign a new contract even back then, and grounds were shaky with Sony. So he's going to fucking say whatever he's going to say to keep the peace at the time.
Yeah, and then later on he was like, nah, that's not true.
Exactly. So, this guy that they didn't know if Homecoming was going to be a blockbuster or not, they're not going to piss off the guy that keeps saying, oh, yeah, it's in there.
But it is in there because there's specific examples. But anyway,
there's no examples in Homecoming that he hasn't. He fucking
there is, and I'm getting to that. Anyways.
When they were stealing the ATM money for crying out.
There is specific examples, and I'm getting to that. Anyways, so they didn't feel the need to showcase it so heavily on the screens. People know he has.
They didn't show anything about Spider-Man.
He's freaking Spider-Man.
No, that doesn't. It's a different universe than the comics. You said that doesn't mean anything.
I'm not talking about the comics. I'm talking about Spider-Man.
But you're saying, oh, because he's Spider, that doesn't mean anything. He doesn't have to. Maybe he doesn't have spider sense.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, and they only focused on it in Infinity War with the hair shot on his arm because the audience started bitching because they needed it to be spoon-fed to them. So, anyways,
they didn't reference it at all in the movie.
There's been references and examples.
There was no references in Civil War at all.
All right, specific uses on and off right here in Civil War.
What are you reading from?
I'm not.
Whose stuff are you reading from first?
I'm not. I'm talking about I watched the movies.
Yeah, you watch the movies telling yourself in the mirror, he has spider sense. You believe your own shit.
So you're telling me when Bucky throws that sign at him and Spider-Man goes, oh God, without even looking at it, and his eyes perk up, That's not spider sense?
He doesn't have spider sense. Nope.
Then what is that? Tell me what that.
He doesn't
yeah,
have spider sense.
Tell me what
He
that is.
doesn't have spider, but he doesn't have. You're still not a. First of all, all I have to do.
No. Tell
the
me.
whole thing is about him having spider sense. We're not
No.
trying to show theories that don't make any sense that you're talking about that I have to
that
explain.
makes no.
I'm not here to explain your nonsense. I'm here to show you that he doesn't have spider sense.
No, listen. Give me an actual rebuttal to what I said about Bucky.
That has nothing to do with spider sense.
So throwing a sign at Spider-Man that he can physically not see because it's behind him and his eyes widening.
He heard it. First of all,
he heard a sign being thrown.
He heard, just like you would hear like a fucking shield coming at you, like fucking.
That's a load of shit.
Come on.
He also very briefly, even if very briefly for a second, senses Ant-Man on his shoulder before Ant-Man grows and dodges and hits him. And then
no, he did not.
In Homecoming,
just like you would feel a bug crawling
in Homecoming, he's on the ferry and again dodges a blast from the shocker from behind.
You can't just dodge shit.
Not when you fucking don't see it's coming because you sense it with your spider sense.
First of all, the thing is fucking vibrations also. You don't have to even hear it. You could feel it.
Oh my god.
What? What are you laughing about? The whole funny thing is that some schmuck just says, yeah, he has spider sense. There's not any fucking...
You just don't want to admit there's spider sense, even though it's because you don't...
He has spider sense now, but he didn't have spider sense in Homecoming.
He did, but they very subtly focused on it. They never hyper-focused on it.
He just said in the movie today that it's a new thing. Just recently he's got this ability. That he didn't have it in the beginning.
I'm gonna have to fucking watch it again because there was no implication of that for me at all. But anyway,
he just fucking said that's a new fucking ability, bro. He said that was a new thing, the spider sense.
That spider sense I thought he had from his previous.
No, since Infinity War.
Oh.
No, but he just said, it's something new that he's had since Infinity. Not fucking from he didn't have spider sense.
I don't remember him saying that at all. So I'm.
He did not have spider sense in Civil War.
But that doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change the fact that I literally just gave you examples. But
he's 16 years old, right?
I'm not done giving examples. There's a shot where again the Vulture's wing is coming at him that he cannot see, that he jumps out of the way of.
That doesn't mean anything, though.
The big rubble
you know when he lost his spider sense in the comics, he was still able to when he fights Venom and he don't have his spider sense at all, he can fucking dodge shit. Okay? Spider sense does not work on Venom. Period.
No, it can't because they were synced up.
Fucking period. And he's able to fucking dodge him from experience of being Spider-Man for like fucking 15 years.
He doesn't have experience from being Spider-Man for 15 years.
In the comic book.
And?
He lost his powers a few times, and he had to battle the villains without spider sense. He could fucking deflect shit. He could fucking just, oh shit, maybe it's coming at me. That doesn't mean shit. Your argument is not valid, period.
This Spider-Man doesn't have that experience. What are you talking about?
He has spider sense now. And he said it's something he just has recently.
But it doesn't change the fact that he's had it.
Years old. He didn't have it.
It's been developing since he got it. He literally says, I told you specifically.
He didn't have it. It just manifested now because he's 16 years old and he was like 14 or 13 when he was fucking in Civil War.
He literally talks about his senses being dialed up to an 11 in Civil War. He says
he's not okay, first of all, his senses meaning his vision is better, his strength is better. It doesn't mean spider sense. And they never even call it spider sense. They call it his tingle, Pete's tingle.
Yeah. Because
he just started talking to Aunt May about it because it's a new thing.
She knew he had it.
After she found out he was Spider-Man, he had it. After Infinity War, okay?
Yeah, no, because he fucking never saw her in Infinity War and Endgame. Scott, he was gone for 5 years.
Of course, you don't agree with me. Whatever. Do you think he had fucking spider sense in Civil War or Homecoming? And if he did, where the fuck did they have it?
I'm going to have to go back and watch Civil War to know about that.
But he definitely had it in Infinity War when his hairs are growing up like that.
Scott, the scene in Civil War when Bucky throws the sign at Spider-Man at the airport, and Spider-Man's up in the air. Bucky throws a sign at him from behind, and Spider-Man Spider-Man goes, "Oh God," and his eyes like twitch or whatever. And he jumps out of the way. Is that spider sense, or is that him hearing the sign?
You can hear the sign. The fucking
like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because
he doesn't have spider sense.
And then, like I said before you came in here, Scott, like he also he dodged a shot from behind from the Shocker on the ferry in Homecoming, and then he also dodged the Vulture's wing and all that.
You don't need spider sense for that. I told you in the comics plenty of times. He even asked what the Hobgoblin about spider sense.
You need spider sense for that if you can't see it.
You can move out of the way and be fucking lucky.
So it's luck now?
Listen, not that it's luck, but listen, he can move out of the way and be that he just missed the thing. That's not in a definition of spider sense.
I'm just telling you what I clearly see represented in the films and what the creator said, but okay.
Okay,
and
you turned that off with the creator because when Joss Whedon said that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was an alternate reality, you don't like the son of a bitch, so you're like, well, fuck him. I don't agree with that at all.
Joss Whedon has no stake in that show.
Joss Whedon
did the pilot. He did the pilot.
That fucking wouldn't be created if it wasn't for him.
He did the pilot.
It doesn't matter what he did. He told everyone in the fucking premiere thing of it that it's not the same reality as the movie. It's an alternate reality.
And that's why the actual people that work on the show after the pilot went out of their way to make references to fit it in universe as best as possible.
It's an alternate reality where everything happened in the MCU, but it's not connected to the MCU.
Well,
just
that's
like Jessica Jones.
Well, that's not what Jed Whedon.
That they just said that's not a same reality either.
That's not what Jed Whedon and all them had to say.
It doesn't matter what Jed Whedon had. Just like
Jed Whedon is the showrunner.
It doesn't matter. He created it, and he's the one who invented it. And he's the one who said this is what we're doing. It's an alternate reality. So I don't give a shit who's the showrunner after it. He didn't create it. He's the fucking showrunner. He's got to do what was fucking created so he can run it.
Joss Whedon is not the showrunner.
It doesn't matter. He created it, and he said it was an alternate reality.
He has no stake in it, but okay.
Because you don't like him. This is what I'm trying. Here,
I love Joss Whedon.
No. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. You have a habit, and again, you don't like the fact that it doesn't agree with your physiology, whatever the fuck you want to talk, philosophy, whatever. So you fucking create a reason. Oh, fuck him. He's not the show. No, he said it was an alternate reality. They even fucking announced it on the goddamn Nerdist. It was an alternent reality. They fucking had articles about it that it was an alternate reality. Nobody fucking said that flat out.
Nobody involved with the show has confirmed that whatsoever.
What do you need to be confirmed? The fucking creator said it was an alternate reality. You don't need to confirm shit.
He has no stake in that show.
I am going to confirm that the Enterprise travels in space. You don't need that.
He has no stake in that show beyond the pilot.
It doesn't matter what stake he is. He created it.
He has no stake in that show beyond the pilot.
It doesn't matter. He created it. He set it in stone for them to continue.
He has no stake in any story elements with that show beyond the pilot.
It doesn't matter. They still go by his thing that Coulson is alive.
Kevin Feige is the showrunner of the MCU.
So what?
Joss Whedon is the showrunner of nothing.
So what? You still didn't prove your point with that. So I'm saying you turned that off because, you don't agree with that creator, but you agree with the creator of fucking Homecoming.
Because it's different situations. They are different things. They are different things.
He said,
wasn't there an interview where he said, and another,
maybe, I think I recall when people asked about the spider sense, and I think I recall them saying he didn't have it, and then fans had a shit fit, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, he does have it, we just didn't talk about it.
And it's very, and I agree with him because it's very, I agreed with him before he said that because it's very clear in the movies. You see it.
But he said that originally that he didn't have it, and then he got scared. Just like Lucas got scared by a bunch of women saying, how could you have a hero shoot first? Have him shoot second. And then he fucking alters the whole goddamn thing. No, he got scared. He said flat out, listen, when you create something, you don't give a crap about anybody else. and groups and whatever. If you create something to be something, you don't budge for groups. You don't budge for people. You don't budge for whatever. If she didn't have the spider sense and he grandstanded and says Spider-Man doesn't have the spider sense, when people flip the fuck out, he changed his tune and he says, "Oh, he does. We're just not. We don't know what we're doing yet with it, but he has it. He doesn't have it. That's the whole point."
Where's the record of Feige saying he never had it?
I'm not saying Feige. I'm talking about the guy that the one that was doing Homecoming.
Where's the record of John Watts saying that?
Look it up. He said it. He didn't have it, and then he had it all of a sudden.
Okay, I'll look it up, but I don't. Okay.
You're not going to look it up because you don't want to look it up because you want to be right.
Will.
See, when I'm wrong, right? I
will look it up, but his opinion.
I'll do a whole fucking cast about me being wrong. I'll fucking laugh at myself. Look at this fucking Matrix Lord fucker got it wrong. I fucking enjoy fucking in my own fucking defeat sometimes, okay? But you never, ever admit you're wrong.
I do.
Never.
I do, but I know.
I even did a whole fucking cast and I said Billy was right and I was wrong about some bullshit thing. But you won't do it. But anyway, you ruined the whole cast because we're trying to talk about the fucking movie and you're with your spider sense shit.
Well, I was gonna go off on just a little ramble about it, but then now you're arguing it, so I have to argue back.
My God.
I was just gonna say my opinion and then move on, but you're arguing it now. So, anyways, I'm gonna finish up what I was saying here, and then we'll move on.
Billy, just giving it some.
So, I know you're gonna disagree with this too, but another good example of the spider sense developing is that at first he's afraid of heights, and I know you hate the whole afraid of heights thing. But but by the end of Far From Home, he's very and also in Infinity War and stuff, he's very clearly not that afraid of heights.
Because he had spider sense in Infinity War.
Because his spider sense developed more.
No, he had it.
And he continues those journeys of heights into space in Infinity War to the point where he almost passes out from it.
He has the spider sense.
He continues to try to master it throughout on Titan Infinity War, which is where you say it first started, but it clearly didn't. And then Far From Home, just like, not exactly like, but just like Spider-Man 2, he's trying to focus on not being Spider-Man. He wants to focus on his vacation. He wants to focus on his Spider-Man's not new. It's not implied to be new.
No.
Aunt May knows he has it, and it would not make sense for her to.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
For it to be new, because if she knew that in Infinity War, that would make sense because he was gone for 5 years.
She was gone for 5 years too. She was snapped out.
Did they say she blipped?
Yes, she was. She came. She says, "I was snapped back. I came and my apartment was gone." And the wife thought that she was cheating out with her husband and everything. She almost had a problem. She said that.
Okay, that's fine, but it still.
And so was Happy was snapped out also.
Okay, that's fine, but it still doesn't. It doesn't really mean anything towards the spider sense. But, anyways.
Can I give you one example? In the spider in itself. Is there any spider that's afraid of heights?
No.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because it's a spider mixed with human DNA.
No, I'm talking about a spider. An actual spider. Spiders are all over the fucking place.
What point are you trying to make with the actual spider?
Because the spider sense makes it where he's not afraid of fucking heights.
But it's mixed with his human DNA, and
it doesn't matter.
He's
still not getting it, though.
He's still learning to develop it and use it.
There's nothing about learning. He didn't have it. There was no point in Civil War. He's like, oh, what's that thinking by it?
Hang on. The point I'm getting to that makes this whole thing beautiful is he finally learned in Far From Home specifically because of Mysterio fucking with him to master his spider sense. In this movie, he just got it recently, meaning as right before the snap in Infinity War. He never had it before. He says it.
He just said that in the movie.
He says it in Civil War to Tony Stark.
You are misconstruing senses with spider sense. That's
it is made.
And then they don't call it spider sense; they call it tingle. And he said he never had a tingle until recently.
I just wanted to finish, but
you know what it is? You want to know where you got it wrong? Because they don't call it spider sense; they call it tingle. And he flat out said he may have said senses or whatever, but he flat out said he never had the tingle until recently, meaning Infinity War. Tingle he's talking about. So it's, and another thing too, in the comics,
I'm only calling it
when he
tingle
lost
because
the spider sense, he decided, oh, I'm just going to web swing home. He almost died because he was afraid of heights in the comics because the spider sense like made it where he wasn't afraid of heights. So he couldn't even web swing anymore.
he's only calling it a tingle because Aunt May was making fun of it
It's going to be called spider sense in the third movie, but still.
because they're still developing it. But anyways, the
Dude,
beautiful thing.
Why can't you just, what would be so wrong about admitting that he didn't have?
Because it contradicts everything I've seen.
There was no references to it at all. There was no noise in his head. He didn't be like, "Oh, what's that noise bothering me?"
Because they clearly specifically stated that they wanted to make it a subtle thing until everybody bitched about it.
They lied after they said first that he had no spider sense.
No, they didn't, because there's clear examples that I've listed.
There's no examples, period. And you said it yourself that when they flat out say that he never had it till Infinity War, you were gonna fucking say it's a retcon, and you're not gonna fucking budge with your shit.
Because if they did, because it's clearly
not clearly
because they clearly said twice, and they clearly show it in the movies.
Ryan Sinclair, don't you dare! No.
Anyways, I just want to finish real quick. The last thing I'm saying here, the beautiful thing about this movie was that he was able to finally fully master it because of Mysterio, and that's this whole thing from Civil War to now. That's what made, in my personal opinion, personal opinion,
not facts.
Personal opinion based on the facts I've seen, has made his early years in learning to become and get to that point of being the Spider-Man we know and love. It makes this journey, to me, based on the facts that I've seen, so much more compelling from balancing and mastering life and his powers at the same time while overpowering his personal perception versus evil deception. And I just think that's really good storytelling. That's just me, based on the facts that I've seen. That's the point I wanted to get to, but we had to argue at the same time.
Wow.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. I love your facial hair still.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. All right, so here's what we're gonna have to do because we had a Billy versus Matrix Lord. We're gonna have to do an actual cast where these guys are gonna be able to say what they have to say without Billy or me interrupting them. So, because it's only fair.
No, that was enjoyable because that sort of that was like a good debate and
fire.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when you get angry, your mouth gets potty, Joe. So calm your language.
It gets what?
Potty.
Potty.
You get a potty mouth when you get angry, man.
Oh, I know. I saw the hear explosions. It must be fireworks. All right. So we will get out of here. We will come back. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye. Oh, God, what just happened? Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.